Hi, this is Ashley Victoria Robinson coming to you from the Popverse live at San Diego Comic-Con, and we are here with the man, the myth, the legend who bears his soul in each and every comic book, Sina Grace. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, how are you? Oh, yeah, I get to hold this too, even though we don't need it. Sorry, breaking that whatever wall. Yeah. But I'm still going to hold it.
I love it. You look like a talk show host.
Thank you. You can call me Huda. I'm not going to do that. We're going to go back
Okay. Will you turn the letters for us?
Yes. That's a Vanna thing?
Yes.
Tired. Sorry. Good morning at Comic-Con.
I have to ask, yesterday you had a great vague tweet about coming here today and things that were being announced. Will you tease some of that for us?
I am allowed to tease one thing right now.
We have props.
Yeah, so I'm here. We're in a Secret Image comics lair. This is a book I released in February called Rockstar and Softboy. And one of the things we're going to announce later today, but I'm going to give it to you now, is we're going to be doing another one in January where Rockstar and Softboy go to space. This book is just about like two gay BFF and their really crazy magical realism hijinks. And it came from my real life friendship with Josh Trujillo, who's an amazing comic book writer lurking somewhere here. And both of us being in this DC round robin contest, and both of us losing the competition, and Josh was a very graceful loser, and I did not own up to my last namesake, because he was like, oh yeah, I went and congratulated the winner in my bracket, and I was just like, F that, I'm not saying like SH to the guy who fucking, oh there he goes, who beat me on mine. And Josh was like, well, that's because, I'm the soft boy and you're the rock star. And I was like, that's a comic. So I made this spite comic about friendship that did so well. We're doing an 8-page story in Image Magazine, issue 6, or Image Comics Anthology. It's Image with an exclamation point in September. I'm going to be in that one. And then another one of these oversized one-shots in January. And it's been really cool to sort of do the thing you want to do and have people respond to it. I just kind of always make work to just skate by and make sure no one's mad at me and everyone breaks even and there's no losers. So it's cool when there's actually money to be made.
Well, as RuPaul says, losing is the new winning, and I think you're proving that with Rockstar and Softboy.
Yes, yeah.
Do you agree with Josh's assessment about who is Softboy and who is Rockstar?
1,000%. I think, even talking about our weekends and even talking about how we're doing Comic-Con, it's like Josh's schedule is very clean and organized and regimented, and mine is like, I'll get in at midnight the night before, I'll sort it out when I get there, which happened with this whole COVID badge pickup, wristband pickup, and I'm like, and then I'll just fucking drive home at midnight, and I got this, I'll figure it out. And so today's a little bit of like a rockstar day where I'm just jamming through thing to thing to thing, but it's also, I think that's part of the fun of Comic-Con is being among the herd and on a really crazy, undoable schedule and then somehow doing it.
Have you ever done Comic-Con in one day before, or is this a new experience for you?
I think this is the first time. I think it is. I usually always, I'm like, I don't want to go. And then I'm there like 4 or 5 days. And then I'm there the Monday after. And then I'm there for Tuesday just to like decompress and unwind. So this is the first time I've ever come for like 23 hours.
I think you're an incredibly brave soul, but I do want to ask, with Rockstar and Softboy and a lot of your work, I think you're really known for bearing your soul and telling a lot of autobiographical or semi-autobiographical comic books. What is it like to bear your soul in such a tough medium?
I think I guess for me it's the only way to live. And it came from working on Iceman. I did this book at Marvel Comics called Iceman, and it took place after he came out as a homosexual male in his late 20s to early 30s, because Marvel age range is mysterious as the cosmos. And so I found that the best way to kind of stand up to criticism or any sort of, let's leave it at criticism, but any walls I would get from the reader, I just wrote from a true place. Especially with Iceman, there were just like 3 to 4 guys I knew who did come out at 30 on the dot, and that was just the best argument I had, was these are based on true accounts. Like, this experience and emotional arc is actually real. So you can't tell me this is phony, forced, retconned, et cetera, because especially if you read those old Iceman books and there is the subtext, especially with his relationship with Emma Frost, it's there. So I just found that is the best way to have the work stand up to it for itself, is to have it be based in truth. And I think also I just have so much love for the people in my life that it just makes me so happy to honor them in the books. Like, there's just so many little lines in this, and it's not just Josh. Like, Softboy's maybe like an amalgamation of a handful of friends, and to just do that and put them in there. And Meow Meow is based off my friend Charlotte, and just, you know, her mannerisms and intonations, just to put that in a book and honor people. It's sort of this new era I'm in, where I'm not like bearing my soul to like let blood. It's more to like celebrate life.
And don't let Sina be too graceful about it. He has redefined several X-Men characters, Iceman only being one of them, also bringing in our first drag queen X character.
Yeah. That was so cool. I knew, but I didn't know that it would be that big. But again, it goes back to, you just take what you love and you filter it through what you're thinking about at the time, and then you put some tights on it and make it punch things, and it's a comic. But we did, when I was at Marvel, we created this drag queen superhero named Dark Veil. And she was I just always wanted to use this power set of sort of like the Cloak from Cloak and Dagger, like voids, and it all came from just like a snappy character saying I'm throwing shade, basically. and it took off. The character took off, and, you know, I'm so happy that happened. And, you know, and that's kind of the whole point. You play with the toys, and if people like them, then the toys are still there to be played with.
But you're also doing superhero comics here at Image, because you're one of the creatives joining The Pro coming up.
Oh, no, I wish I was. I'll ask, though. No, that press release was, I mean, keep this in, though. But no, I'm just in the same issue of Image as the creators of The Pro. The Pro is coming back, though, and I was a big fan of it. But this is why we're keeping this in, is now I'm going to ask Amanda and Jimmy if I can, like, do something for it down the line, because I was a huge fan of it. I think I have 2 versions of it. I have the original and then the, like, oversized hardcover they reprinted. And that's honestly, actually, you heard it here first, how I came up with the format for this. Was I was like, I love The Pro. I want to make something that retailers dig and, you know, can kind of be a retailer-friendly price point. And so I actually was like, oh, what if I did like a sort of 64-page one-shot like The Pro? So yes, no, yes, and no.
Well, poor Image intern who wrote the previous press release. Sorry to drag you all the way under that bus. And because a lot of people watching this probably want to either make their own comics or draw their own comics or write their own comics, what advice do you have for up-and-coming creators?
I've been thinking about this because I'm a terrible person to ask, only insofar as I grew up in Los Angeles, so I had access to Top Cow Productions, and I interned there in high school. And then, you know, I have a somewhat capable wrist at drawing, so
Very capable.
When in doubt, I write and draw my own stuff, which is actually, like, the other thing is I'm just, like, only writing and drawing my own stuff now. But the thing I can say, I guess the filtered answer for that is, like, have an advantage and work that advantage. So for me, it's that I can write and draw, and I just use that advantage to make sure I was getting my stories out there however possible. And I think that the other thing with comics is no matter where you are, myself included, like literally 3 weeks ago, right before DC Comics was like, hey, you got to be here for some stuff. I was just like, you know what? I think this is it. I think this is the bottom of the barrel. I think I'm done. And it's always 2 steps after you think you're done that the next career shifting opportunity happens. So it's brutal, but it's also kind of the coolest industry to be in. So two beats after your breaking point is when something good happens.
And then my final question, because here in the Popverse, we like to celebrate the best in comics, TV, and movies. What are you geeking out about right now that you're not working on?
Oh my gosh, The Boys.
Yeah.
Which is so, like, I'm very not, like, hyper violent dude. Like, I was sort of so ambivalent about Game of Thrones, and I'm so glad it had a shitty last season because I can now say that without everyone getting mad at me. But The Boys, I just love it. And I was watching it religiously waiting for it to load on Amazon. I was just like, when is the new episode? And it's just I think for something so gross and grotesque and twisted, it's so heartfelt, and the characters get meaningful wins and meaningful losses. I'm a big The Boys geek, which is great because I also, I've interacted with Derek Robertson. Oh my God, Derek Robertson a few times professionally here and there, and he's a swell guy. So I'm just so glad that him and Garth Ennis have this thing that is just, really kind of imprinting with the minds of pop culture.
And where can people find you online? Where can they send you money? How can they support Rockstar and Softboy?
No, so luckily with this name my mom gave me, Sina Grace is very easy on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, just and then obviously there's maybe 100 copies left of this in print, so go buy the last 100 copies, so that way when Rockstar and Softboy Go to Space come out, I can do a big, nice, sexy collection. And yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us here at San Diego Comic-Con.